Marcina, I mute you because right now I hear your windows, but I didn't hear your voice. So I just try to avoid background. Okay, for those who are starting with session number 2, my name is Agata. I will be your today pilot. There's one emergency exit. It's just when you log out from the training. I hope you don't. I hope you stay with me. And today's session, what we are going to do, we going to have the entrance to the whole procurement system. And I think this session is quite important because it gives us the structure for the next topics that we're going to dive in the next sessions. My training is always the training that it's open. I like your questions. Don't hesitate to put any questions on me. If I don't know answer, I will tell you that, or I tell you where to find the answer, or even I check the answer and back to you with it. You can put the question in the chat, or you can put questions like you unmute yourself. We, during the session, going to use slides and system demonstration. So it's not like I will be just talking and there you don't see anything. First slides, go. Certain what that organization acquires material or services to complete its business needs. Every organization. The process of buying materials and obtaining service from business partner or vendor, how you like to say it, it's called procurement. The steps required to procurement material forms the procurement cycle. In business partner. And this step is going to be purchasing requisition, purchase order, goods receipt, and invoice verification. Just slightly, because in the session 4, 5, 6, and 7, we go dive into deep for each of this subject: purchase requisition, purchase order, goods receipt, invoice verification. And then, as a bonus, we're going to talk also about special procurement process. Because, yeah, you can buy it, for example, from external business partner, or you can have it, this material just in different place. So, for example, you want to just make stock transfer, or maybe you have subcontracting, something like you have material, but you don't know how to do it something, and you give somebody else to do material, the product for you. But let's just don't stay with agenda. Let's just rock and roll and start with our procurement cycle. So this slide represents, or going to represent, external procurement cycle. We're going to describe common sequential required step for procure material for external business partner. You don't always have to have it procurement cycle based on external partner, but this is cycle that creates the schema. That sometimes, okay, you can omit some steps, but this is something for the basic of basic and it's needs to know. Okay. So first step, it's in procurement cycle, may not have to, but may starts from employees of business department that create purchase requisition. Purchase requisition is internal document, internal, and it's created by employee to request the purchasing of goods or services. And with our purchase requisition, employee inform the purchasing department about the requirements for their department. So purchasing requisition, internal, and you tell what you need. So you're going to work with material master data. You don't care about supplier. You just care what you need and you put that on the paper. Before purchase requisition will be converted into a purchase order, it requires determination of source of supply. In other words, assign business partner that will fulfill our requisition. In system, during this process, purchaser will use function assign source of supply. And system will provide a list of available supplier to purchase defined material or service from purchase requisition. And next to the name of supplier will also show up total price for item or service in purchase requisition. So in this step, we define business partner and purchase price. We have internal document and we have to know to whom we're going to send this request to be fulfilled. It's like child coming to you and saying, Mom, I need to buy some stuff to school. And you as a parent have to decide where or from when to buy it. This is the second step. Now, third is when we have it, when we're changing this purchase order. So internal documents become external document. And purchase order monitoring monitor the processing status of the purchase order in the system. It can be order confirmation. It can be information about shipping notice. And it's nothing else than, for example, you buy something in internet and you're so excited to have it. So you check the information like, oh, we send it. Oh, it will be this day. Oh, yes, you can suspect that day. Or maybe you suspect in 2 deliveries. So this is the moment when document is external and goes to the business partner and you can see what's going on. Then we have very happy moment because we have good receipt. What is the good receipt? Is the physical inbound movement of goods or materials into the warehouse. When goods are delivered against a purchase order, it is good practice to enter this goods receipt with reference to the purchase order. So you know what I wanted, I have it. The right quantity, yes, there you go. Why we do it? Why we have it say good practice enter this against the purchase order? Because it speed up also the process and make it more accurate. You don't provide all information manually. You give information, oh, I want to give the good receipt based on this purchase order, and system advise you and tells you, okay, on the purchase order, you have this material in this quantity, this material in that quantity, and you just adjust. Maybe you have everything. Maybe you don't have it everything. You adjust the good receipt. And then once the goods are procured from a vendor and placed in company premises for good receipt, unfortunately, we need to pay to the vendor for the acquired goods and services. I don't like this part. I don't like to pay it. But this is something that it's done because, well, everyone wants to have their payment. So the amount to be paid along with the details of material is provided by vendor in the form of the document that is known as the invoice. You got that very often via email. Maybe you have that with the good receipt. And then you enter the invoice in the system again by referring to the previous purchase order or delivery to check the calculation and accuracy to the invoice. And the last step, you have payment processing. This course, it's not at all about payment processing. This is the last moment when we as a company pay truly the money through the bank account. Now, this is very important to understand the whole procurement process. Purchase requisition can be, but doesn't have to be. It means that if I am a procurement person, I will be not starting whole process from purchase requisition. I will start process from purchase order. Why are we talking about purchase requisition? Because if you're going to work as a purchaser, there is possibility that business department going to send this information, what they needed. And the good receipt step, what happens in case of over deliveries? Many thanks in advance for the reply, of course. Fatima, when you have over deliveries, so I understand this like when you have it more item than you have it, right? Than you order. Well, when I providing this course also in Ariba, I using 2 examples. Like you have it the visit cards that it's printed, and when you have it the visit cards that is printed, you very often has this tolerance given. So if you have it this item of commodity code of material master, in SAP, it's possible that there's established the tolerance. So you can have it more. Like example, the visit cards, because the printer always print what 1% or even 10% more than its order due to possibility of printing manufacture. And then you administrator should be prepared for such a situation and have possibility to have the tolerance. Sometimes it can be not over deliveries, sometimes can be under deliveries. Like my example for it is coffee beans. Like if you have it, the coffee beans, and there is missing few coffee beans, you don't make arguing with supplier about that. You just you just you just leave it like that. And again, it's described the tolerance, and you can establish that in purchase requisition, for example, or purchase. I think more in the purchase order. But in this case, this is one story that can have. And second story, it's like to check with supplier if they have the correct address and exactly check what happened that they send more than less. And in this case, guys, here's my psychological education. One thing what I learned to work in a company, big corporation, it's you have right or relation. The best way is to take your headset, contact the supplier and ask what happened, because you have it something different in purchase order. Maybe they have some intern to that they put a little bit more, a little bit less. Maybe there's possibility that someone in their warehouse put labels on the wrong product. Just call and see what's going on. Again, if there's a situation when the product truly is not with the tolerance, over tolerance on less tolerance. Is that answer your question, Fatima, or you have some more question about that? And it's a good question. I like it. Okay, what I want to highlight it, and truly that I want you to take from you. Purchase requisition may be created, but you as a purchaser don't start it really from purchase requisition. This is for business department. Like I am a trainer, I go to the system, I go order my laptop, and that's it. If I'm purchaser, I have to take care of this purchasing requisition and think not only what is needed, but who's going to deliver. And I always supposed to have best business scenario for my company. So I want to choose supplier with the best price. That's why we have this step. And this step is must be if you start from purchase requisition, right? So we know what and we know from whom. Then we have purchase order, then we have good receipt, then we have invoice verification. Now, please remember about the time also. Purchase requisition is created by business department. It's sent to be assigned to right supplier, and you can decide it, for example, as administrator of SAP, how much time purchaser has got it to work with it. Regular, in our case, it's 3 days, for example. Then you have a situation when you change the purchase requisition to purchase order, but again, you have in mind that when you send the purchase order to supplier, he or she or they need time to see if they have it, our stuff. How much it takes to create maybe this stuff for us. Maybe there's a situation with delivery, right? We have it COVID, and what happened? A lot of people order via internet, so extend the time for the moment when we have the good receipt, it takes more time. So please remember that if we think about procurement cycle, this is required steps. It can change, for example, for your purchaser, because then you can focus only on purchase order, good receipt, or invoice. And all this process take some time. Okay. Now, there is item category, very important stuff. The item category determines whether the material defined in purchase order item is to be managed as stock item, requires an account assignment, requires a good receipt and or invoice receipt or material number. Item category enables you to map different procurement process. It is obligatory and it's on item level. In other words, item category indicate the business case scenario, and it will determine which process you are doing. Item categories are used in purchase requisition, request for quotation, purchasing contract, scheduling agreement, and purchase order. And at the beginning, I was looking at the slide, I was like, yeah, it's item category. Item category, it's indicator for the system, how you want to work with this item. Like if I need something, again, child comes to me and asks me for the paper, right? For the next day for the class. I have to thinking if I have the paper and I can bring for another warehouse, hashtag maybe my job, or if I really have to buy from shop like Tesco or Walmart, this will be my business partner. And system doesn't know it until you say that, haha, this product I'm going to buy in item category standard. Standard is going to mean I buy it that from Tesco or Walmart, or if you're a big corporation, just external business partner. Or maybe I have it that, but in different localization, then I use stock transfer. And this item category influence information if I need good receipt, information if I need invoice receipt expanded. If I taking from stock transfer, I definitely good receipt. So just telling like, oh yeah, mom, thank you, I have it, this paper. But do I need invoice? No, because I didn't spend a money on it. So one more time, what we taking from the slide, because it's a very important slide, item category is always there on item level and tells us the business, the procurement process. Okay. Right now, on this moment, when we just learn about procurement, I want you to remember item category is there, it's very important, and it's indicated to the system how we buy it, and that influence if we have it material number, if we need material stock, if we need good receipt expected. Now, let's just think about truly business scenario. On the slide, we see employee from department A that prepares purchase requisition. At first, he chose to order to give the purchase requisition for 500 block folders. We know that this material is material for stock. That system does not require any manual account assignment because adjustment in account is done automatically. Now, what we have to remember is that a stock material is a material that is kept in stock. Nothing else. There is no bigger philosophy. The material for stock, it's kept in stock. If we purchase material for stock, we're going to create purchase requisition from material master data. Always. Like if someone going to ask you the question, oh, if I have it material for stock, what account assignment I give it? You don't give it any, because this material is for stock. When you order material for stock, the system does not require a manual account assignment because it has got it already in material master data. So it's like, it's there. You don't have to think it about that. Now, as a second item, employee from department A chose 30 red folders. In this item level, we observe that account assignment category is fulfilled. In procurement for direct consumption, you specify the consumption for purpose in the purchase order by entering account assignment data, and you determine who is going to pay for it. Okay. At the beginning, when I start working with this procurement, I was like, what material? Consumable material? Long story short, you have material and you have designation on stock or real life use. If, for example, I'm going by laptop because I needed to work, it will be consumable. If I want pay toilet paper to my toilet, let's be thinking it's very important. I'm going to have it that for consumable. If I need tea to my kitchen, that will be consumable. But there is material for stock. It doesn't matter if in future will be used for production with my company products. It's in the stock. In the stock, material always has got material master data, and we don't have to decide who's going to pay. It's just there. If I buy anything that I'm going to use, we have it information who's going to pay for it. Here we have provided automatically. Here we have to say it who is going to pay for it. Example for that. Like for example, when I was, because we started in the home office, but I need to print out my material because I couldn't stick all the time with a computer, I said to my manager, I need a printer. And they said, okay, let's just order the printer. And because it was not regular material like laptop, like phone, like anything else, it was for my consumption. We have to decide what cost center we're going to use. That's why in account assignment category, we have this information like K is cost center, and then I provided exactly the cost center. Okay. There can be question, Agata. We see here that there's the guy from department A. He has got 5 block folders, and then he has got 30 red folders. And I said, yeah, it depends up to you which material you decided to be stock and which material you decided for consumable. There is possibility, for example, that I have, company like created the Mercedes-Benz, and I have to buy oil pump. And this oil pump is go for stock because later it's going to be used for production. But also I can buy oil pump because I'm going to make some test on it. In this case, if this oil pump is not on the stock, I put that on test room, and there I have to have it design the assignment category. Even if it's material for stock, but it's used for something else, it's account assignment category. So long story short, account assignment category determines which account are to be charged when the incoming invoice or good receipt is posted. In other words, you specify the consumption purpose just by entering account assignment data. Do you have question for it? Because it's quite important. Do you have question for it about stock and consumption material? There is no answer, so it's okay. We go further. But we're going to back very often for it. Now, the subject, oh, here's the question. Okay, for stock material, you have question. Do we have AAC? You have, when you have stock material, you don't have to provide account assignment category because it's predefined. It doesn't need to have it. That's why it's empty. But it's there. I always tell my my customers, guys, if we will have to be sure something in life, it's death and that we have to pay for something. There is the taxation. There is no right for free. So there is always account assignment category, but because if it's stock, you don't have to determine. It's automatically there. Is that clear, Uma? For me, it was hard to understand at the beginning. So,
yeah, but for stock material, then how does the system, or where does it trigger that it is account assignment is required, or it is charged against a cost center or an asset center?
That is a very good question. When we're going to the session with material master record, I'm going to show how we created the material, and there every time when we create the material master record, we establish what kind of material that will be, and we give indicators. So again, if you have it a stock material, you have master material, you don't have to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good question, although very good question. Now, purchase requisition, guys. Purchase requisition, something that it may be, but doesn't have to be in procurement process, but it's always for the business department, okay? Because I just tell what I need. So, purchase requisition can be the approval document created when employees submit a request to procure for service of material. It is an internal document. It can be created manually or automatically. And data for purchase requisition can come from master data or catalog. You can convert purchase requisition in RFQs, outlined agreement, or purchase order. During this course, we're going to focus on creation purchase requisition manually and convert to purchase order. I know there's probably the question, Agata, will we see also automatic? I said yes, because this is calling MRP, Material Requirements Planning, and it will be also in our agenda, not now. Now, simple purchase requisition, how we doing that manually, how we change that for the purchase order. PO, after when we assigned, source of supply, it's formal request from a purchasing organization to a business partner or a plant to supply or provide a certain quantity of goods or services at or by a certain point in time. It can be created with or without reference to PO, quotation, contract, or convert from purchase requisition. You can also enter a purchase order without referring to existing document in the system. So when you create a purchase order for materials that have a material master record, the system transfer data from the material master record to the purchase order. If you order from an external supplier, you create a standard purchase order, item category standard. So the system know it's a business taking from business partner. If the source of supply is a plant belonging to your company, you create stock transfer order. During this course, we're focusing on example, as I said previously, converting purchase requisition into PO, and this PO will be standard PO, so it will be from external supplier. This step is required. We can, as a purchaser, we don't have to use purchase requisition, but purchase order, man, we have to create the external document, officially agreement with business partners saying, this is what we want, just tell us if you can deliver. Now, we have it this slide. And at the beginning, I was thinking, oh my God, it's like biology lesson, up, down, header data, item data, what I'm looking at. And it has got their sense, because when you have purchase order, you're going to have header data and item data. What does it mean? On header data, you're going to have it something calling document type. Document type influence, for example, status of field, which field is mandatory, which field is optional. They gives you information which item category can be possible, or maybe which number of PO going be used, because it's separately by different document type. Document type tells you, for example, if it's regular PO, or maybe when you use this from I have German word, it's Umlagerung, sorry, stock transfer. And, it gives you information which field have to be fulfilled. Very important. And something information for you, document type, it's used on every purchase document. So it's there. Even if you're doing something automatically because you're working only with the business partner, external business partner, again, it's there. Document number, terms of payment, purchase order date, supplier currency. Yeah, we have that on the header data. Why? Because we want to be sure with whom we are working with. And then we have items, item category. Again, item category tells us which business process we follow. Then we have material number, short text, order quantity, deliver date, or PO price. This all I'm going to show you during the demonstration. Right now, you're going to look on the slide and you think, okay, but it's important. And I tell you why during the demonstration time. And it's right now, guys. You're so lucky. Okay, so now we start with purchase requisition. Okay. Previous session was about how to use Fiori, and this is where I concentrate during this training. And when you assign procurement to someone, again, it depends what role you're going to have it. This, what we see here, it's for purchaser. It's not like for me as a trainer from business department, it's for purchaser. What does it mean? It means that every person, even the business department or purchaser, going to have it something like calling employee service and going to have it purchaser requisition processing. This is two places that you're going to create your purchase requisition. Let's just start from employee self-service. If I go for employee self-service, I can create purchase requisition. I can see my purchase requisition. I very quickly can confirm it and see the invoice. Because again, this place, employee self-service, it's for business department. So if I am the business department, I'm going to just create purchase requisition. And here we have it placed to start from IT catalog. IT catalog, I click it here. Probably I have to log in one more time. Now let's see. Like me, I didn't have it. And from here, I can, for example, write what I'm looking for. T520 should be a laptop. I can mark it. I can add to the basket. And here I have it. Maybe I need also the keyboard. So I go for mobile hard software. I go for IT accessories. I can for keyboard mouse. There you go. I have it. Bang. I add it. That's it. From here, I can display what I'm looking for. I can download it, or I can just order. If I order, it's show me here. Purchase requisition overview. I can order it. Waiting for the system to react, and here it is, my order confirmed. And that's it. The business department guy will be not thinking anything else than, okay, I need this, I need that, I did it, I'm waiting for a purchaser to react. That's it. But purchaser can work also with purchase requisition processing. If I'm sitting on business department, I don't think about material on stock. It can happen, but regular I don't. So if, for example, we have situation that I want a material for stock, I will go here, purchase requisition processing. And here I have it 3 tiles and 4th mini tile, if I may say so. Default settings for user. Okay, if I am purchaser from a business department, I will go here and I will give the information to never come back here, because every time when I'm going to use it, I want to have some value to go and be fulfilled. So something like, I give, if you're going to your private banking account and you want to pay, you're going to have give information as a template. There you go. You don't have to repeat it. Here you can provide one user ID or more user ID. Like, for example, if I am a manager for 5 people, I can provide this 5 user IDs and establish for all of them the data. Oh my God, what is happening? Huh, that's interesting. I'm quite sure I log in and I should work. Okay, phew, hold share for the trainer. Anyway, here we have it, user ID. As I said, you can provide it more. I can edit. And here you go. I can give company code. I can give storage location. I can give the plant. I can give the currency. I can give material group or purchasing group. All of this information that support purchaser to work with and make quick, assignment supplier, it will be there. From where you can have this data? This data, you can have it from your manager. The manager always give you the company code, and plant, it's the place where you work regular, just give you the number of it. And purchasing group is very often the person or group of the person who is assigned to work on your purchase order. Long story short, we don't will be fulfill it. We just leave it how it is. We very quickly back. And here we have manage purchase requisition, and then we have process purchase requisition. Process purchase requisition, it's tile for purchaser to assign the source of supplier. So we're going to do it. But before to assign something, we have to create purchase requisition. And here we have new view for Fiori, or if you're used to it to GUI, you can also create purchase requisition advanced. And this is, as you can see, GUI for HTML. You have old view. But with old view, we are not focusing. Again, we are more Fiori assigned. So what we are going to do, purchase requisition processing, manage purchase requisition, and there we are. What we are looking now, it's standard view that you're going to see it. Here, it can have open site or close it. I don't know how you're going to have it. Maybe you're going to have close it. You're going to wonder what this does, and it's open. Because when you create the purchase requisition previously, like for example, I need a battery for my mouse, I need a battery for my keyboard. I have a lot of people working with me, so it's product that I going buy often. I maybe have it the purchase requisition before, and I can find it here and just copy. Here you have it, copy button. Right now it's grayish out because I don't find anything, right? If you don't find anything, why it should work for you. So let's just start from create button. And when we create, what we have it here, we have the title of our purchase requisition. So instead of S4500 employee, and this is the we can say Agata's test, PR. There you go. And here, as I said, we have document type. We, during this course, because we just start to learn, just start to be familiar with procurement process, we going to use regular purchase requisition. And here we have automatic source determination. So if I click here and be assigned for this material, it will be pop up. If there is more than one supplier that can give us this information, we still have to do it manually. So if you're going to use it or if you don't going to use it, it doesn't bring anything. What is important? You give the description. You know that there is always document type, and you click here, create. Why? Because you want to create it. And we choose material. We go simple. When we have it, material, look here, item category, again, on item level tells us how I'm going to buy this material. Standard, it means from business partner. If you don't have it standard, you can have it normal, if I remember correctly, that it's from previous database, not for S4HANA. Planned, it's where we want to have it, right? I know what I want it, and I know where I want to be given. I don't know why we have cost center assign it. Right now, let's just think that there is nothing. So account assignment category, it's empty. And what I'm going to give? I give the material that I remember. Because I'm a trainer, we use this material R500 minus 20. This material that it's not you can have it in your system. So this is thing that I use for use it. And there was a question about what happens if we have it more in the good receipt, the limit. Here you have it. You have overall limit. This you give information how much you're expecting more. Because it can be more like with the coffee beans. Do we really counting the coffee beans? No. It can be a little bit less, little bit more. So this is with purchase requisition. You tell what you want and you tell where you want it. And what is important, we give information about quantity and date. I just give how much we wanted. I always say 10 of this. And that's it, guys. This is so simple. I give apply. And if we back for a second for our example, we are on the example when the guy decided to have material for stock and we don't need account assignment category. But if we're going here and we back the details, and by the way, if you're going to see this item, the details will be here on this arrow. And here in account assignment, I don't need it. It's there, but I don't need it to specify. Let's just do as a second item and I'll give the account assignment category. The same material that regular it's for stock. And here I already have highlighted a cost center. That's why on account assignment, I have it here defined. I don't know why I have predefined because it's just test room. So sorry guys for it. But here I provide material. I tell which assignment category it will be. And again, oh, this is description. We don't need the description. So sorry for that. Description pop up when we give material. There you go. Description pop up from material master data. And here I give again quantity and because this is the test site. I have to provide cost center, and if I have cost center here, I will assign it. So if you have it stock material, you still have account assignment, but it's not visible. It doesn't need to be visible. In the moment when you say that this material is for consumption, so I will use it for the test for the production, here you give the cost center. And I apply it. You may ask me, because I have this question previously, what would happen if I don't have it material, if I don't have it in catalog? I can create it information about that. I give the description. That's why we have it here, this star. And I can say Agata test product. And here, for it, we need cost center. Because what we can be sure in this life, taxes and then debt. So we someone always have to pay for it. And if it's not in catalog, if it's not in master material, we have to provide it. And then we have to provide again quantity and expect value. This is something what we have to provide. Now look here what's happening on the left corner. The system SCCP always supports you. So it's not like you can do whatever you do, freestyle, oh, whatever I do is this. No, the system tells you, hey, we missed something. In this case, what I didn't give and enter unit of measure. But that's quite a good thing because what we don't know how much we want it. So again, value it's 10 and unit of measure we have PC. What is important with unit of measure? I can point on something and I can say, I want item. And I can one item or I can have box of items. So I have to be very specific what I want. That's why if I don't have it any information in the system, I'm going to give unit of measure. And I apply it. Now, we have here information. If we see this information, it's yellowish, orangish, and here can deliver date be met. What happened here when I said I want this material? I didn't specify the date. So the system, it's quite supportive here and said, Agata, are you sure you can have it that tomorrow? So here you go. And then I just click create. And that's it for creating purchase requisition. Do you have question about just creating purchase requisition. 2 days, or maybe I can, I repeated this process. Just let me know if that for you, it's clear that we have 2 places to create purchase requisition, one from catalog, one for when we know by heart master data, and even if we don't see what we're looking for. Simple yes or no, it's enough. Just let me know how you feel with it. Oh, tough crowd. Yes, no, maybe. Can we create purchase requisition for other documents types apart from NB? Yes, that's true. Sachin, thank you for confirmation. Yes, you can create from different documents apart from normal Bestellung, I would say. No, Bestellanforderung, sorry, this is the purchase requisition in German. When you go create, here, if we search, we have it, for example, framework requisition. Purchase requisition is regular requisition when you're going for, hi, I need 10 pens. Thank you very much. Framework requisition has got validation, validity on, for example, purchase requisition.
For
So
blanket purchase
from
orders.
blanket purchase order too. Blanket purchase too, very good. But also, I know, and this is killing my friends because very often we have users who are going to create purchase order for 100 items like pen, and they keep open it for 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 quarter, more month. And I know the financial department who have to prepare, the business reports for VPs. They are like, oh man, we want to close it. What does it do? It's not telling you validity. And then they contact with your manager and they establish if you close it, not close it, or if you in the future use the framework requisition, also known as blanket purchase order. That's true. What we have it here, we have it different kinds. I don't want to spend too much for different. I think framework requisition, as you said, for the blanket purchase order, it's quite useful, so you can do this. Again, document type, always with any procurement document. You're welcome. Okay. If I speed up or there's something like you want to know more, just please let me know, because for me, this is like, I know how to use it. But for example, when I do this, my material with my mom, she was like, what is this? What is that? What is there? And I'm like, okay, I tell you, just ask me the question. So the same here, guys. And if you have some stories that you want to share, do it, because there is no better stuff when you learn from each other. Maybe there's something that I don't know and you want to share. Anyway, guys, we have it our purchase requisition. So let's start from beginning. You, as a purchaser, one day coming to work, make your coffee, make the gossip with your friends, what's new in the company. And then there's the time when you have to manage the purchase requisition. Regular, you have information that it's maybe 3 days, maybe 1 week. It's established, by your company. How it is, I don't know. And if you, let's just back for the slide. The slide is quite important. We are here on the terms of requisition. We create purchase requisition. Then the next step, very important step, is the term source of supply or supply selection. Because we know what we wanted, we know where we want it, but we don't know yet who's going to send us. So what happened? As a purchaser, I'm going again to purchase requisition processing. Here's the place when you're going to process purchase requisition. You click on it and you can decide it. You can decide it by which plant you want to work with purchasing, maybe by purchasing group. If I work for purchasing, I always going to look for Z29. because the group that if I log in here, I have it as 4,500 minus 29. This is the user that I use it, and all material that I created especially for this group to work with it. Of course, you as a purchasing group, you can have it different groups. Again, depends from your organization. You have purchasing organization, product group, release date, requisition date, delivery date, processing status. Like for example, RFQ, POs, not edited. You choose it. Again, this area can be closed, but bank, you can open it. And here you have it the standard, because, okay, this is just the test room. I will be not every time personalized for me, because I know that on Monday it will be restart and you need it from beginning. But I can also adapt these filters and say what I needed. Do I need email address? Do I have fixed vendor? Do I have item category? Do I have language key? Do I have material? Number of purchasing info record, plant name, everything what you can imagine, it's there. And you can put it here. It will be visible here. And then you click on this and you can save as. If you save as, you can save, oh, that is safe search by Agata or Anna or your name. So anyway, this is something what it's nice to know. What we have it now, we have it two purchase requisition created. Let's just go and see what system advised us. And here it is. Here it's what you're going to see as a purchaser. The purchase requisition, material, product group, quantity, purchase order, total value, and here it's assigned supplier. Let's just find requisition date we have today. We don't have to use date range. We can just use date. We today. There you go. Go with it. Here you have it. Purchase requisition that has been created today. Let's just find ours. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. I know that is mine. Look, here we have this place, and we have one source, zero source. And you're like, oh man, what to do now? First, you have to assign source. If I click here, one source, and if I click here, my dear SAP test room, okay, and we wait for reaction. System advised me, here's one info record. An info record, it's a box with information about price. We have it right now for the test room, for training purpose, only one. I can say, cool, this is what I want to work with. The second, I have cool. This is exactly the same. We have no source. And you can sit and think, oh man, what to do now? In this case, when you have grayish outline, you go with the pencil. And my advice is not to provide here the supplier, it's to click here and find the supplier that you're looking for. Because again, it's test site. I remember my supplier by heart. I'm going to use this one. I click OK. And bang, I have assigned a source of supply. Is my job done as a purchaser? No, because still here I find supplier. So what I'm going to do, I mark the item that I'm interested and I go for create purchase order. Although I can create contract, I can create. For this training, I just go create purchase order. Again, they ask me if the delivery can be made because the last item, it's the item that it was creating by me with the date probably tomorrow. And I said, yeah, everything is fine, just close it, work with it. And here we have purchase order. Happened, purchase order has got every time purchase document going have a document type. I have information purchasing group, purchasing, And here I have an item. If everything is fine, I go for the save. Yes, Fatima. Okay, that is no, that is with me. Okay, that you have it another meeting. I'm very happy that you're interested in the next sessions. Very quick for Fatima. You going to resources sub learning hub. Let's just remind very quickly the link for it. There is here. What we're going to do, we're going for S4500. We click on it. We're waiting for system to react on us. Rum, pum, 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 pum. And here we have live session S4000 information. Rum, pum, 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 pum. And here you're going to have it register now. Tomorrow it's session number 3 and 4. Hope to see you then. Yeah, and remember about the survey, guys. Sorry, but I have talked with my manager. This is something that very important for us. I tell you why. There you go. Okay. So, Fatima, I hope you have it. You going to have great day. If you register, that's cool. And I hope to see you tomorrow. So, have good time. And regards from the trainer for other meeting people. Okay, we go back to our job. What we have it, we have purchase requisition. The job is done. No, the job is still not done because what we have it here, new purchase order. Which button you have to go? You have to click save, corporate, and we have it here, the purchase order number. Okay, then I think it's 62. And that's it. So if we think about this purchase, we create the requisition, we add supplier, and that's it. That's how we do it. Any question other than this that we have it about how this with requisition, how we assign? Is that clear for you guys? I hope it is. Okay, thank you very much for confirmation, guys. It's very hard for me as a trainer to not see my, I don't know if I can say students, but well, my customers. And I have 2 cats, and I feel like sometimes I have schizophrenia because I'm talking to myself. So when you respond to me, I feel very good. If you feel steady and sound with it, material, I'm very good with it. And we can go further. So further, it's good receipt. Let's just focusing on the good receipt. Now, the good receipt process, it's that the goods have arrived. If someone going to say, who is in all required field, and because the information is coming from the purchase order, it will be also accurate. This will give you solid audit trail and document flow. I hope you never going to have audit trail. This is people from the States, they coming to you and they're going to check if anything is wrong, and they have their own KPIs, and they truly going to look if something is wrong. So purchase order delivery note, it's good practice. Now, during the creation of good receipt, you can also decide to enter delivery note. What is delivery note? We have delivery note every time when something is coming to us. Doesn't matter if it's professional, not professional purchase. I know what I'm talking, because during the COVID, I buy a lot of shoes and dress for my tango. And there was always delivery note. Delivery note, it's a list of the products and quantity of the goods includes in the delivery provided by supplier to purchaser. And by providing delivery note, we link good receipt with the invoice. That's why it's good practice. Now, upon completion of the good receipt, the system will create two documents. The first document will be the material document, which will be recorded of the good receipt process indicated what, how much, when, who. The second document created is in the accounting document, which will indicate all the financial accounts required adjustment for this transaction. Now, guys, big question to you. Do you feel always going to have it a material document?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And do you think accounting document, Uma, that's interesting. Why you say no? Do you have any examples there, or this was just the guessing? I'm so sorry. Could you repeat because I don't hear you?
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's for the accounting document that we don't need for the
Exactly.
non-valuated document. Yes. Sorry.
Exactly. And this is my second question, Uma. I don't know who speaks before. Thank you also for this input. An accounting document. Now, guys, I told you what we can be sure in this life is that we going to die and pay for something. Why we don't have it accounting document always with the good receipt? Because sometimes we don't buy it, we just change the place position. So like the kids who said, I need paper for tomorrow for my art class. And you're going to say, wait, I have it that, and you just bring it. Again, I'm so sorry for saying that. My mom do that all the time. She bring me from the job. Does she change her account? No, because she didn't pay for it. So material document is always accounting documents only when we influence the accounting. Okay, so we going to remember that. It's very important. At the beginning, I was like, no, always. And my mentor was like, Agata! And I like, say, I'm sorry. So right now, sorry, I wrote that for you because I treated you like you just step into the procurement world. And this was something that I wish always to tell me, point out the finger. Now, the final step in the procurement process, it's invoice verification. Just like the good receipt process, best practice is to refer the invoice to the purchase order. As you can see from this example, you can also reference your invoice to the material document from the good receipt process and from a pure invoice. Also, like in the good receipt, the invoice receipt process will create two documents. The first is the invoice document, which is a record of the invoice verification, indicating the material quantity and dollar amount. The second document is the accounting document, which just like the accounting document for the good receipt will show all financial accounts needing adjustment to complete the transaction. This is a very risky question, but if you're going to ask yourself, if we're going to accounting document, sometimes there is no. And it's no for material that it's not evaluated. We just sneak peek the material case. Material that can be for stock and material that can be consumable. And the material that we can be consumable can be laptop, can be tea, but sometimes, guys, it can be like a good bottle of wine because someone retirement. And it's possible that then your manager said, okay, but just don't put the invoice, don't put the good receipt there. You're going to have just information that wanted because I don't know, our company requires. Regular. When we work for stock material, it's there. It's just there. And we go, I think, right now to our last think, James, we go for the debit and credit. Don't worry, I'm with you on the page with understanding debit and credit. This is not the moment yet. I don't want to confuse all of us, but I will show that on demo. First, we're starting with good receipt. And thank you very much for highlighted this question. And it's a good question. And being honest, I always have problem with debit and credit too. My mom told me to find a husband that is good with finance. I'm still single. Hashtag my sense of humor. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just go with it. Let's just go out and we see, yeah, this is not the last thing that I have to tell you. Let's just go with second subject. Purchase requisition. We have it create the purchase order. So if I want to find the purchase order, I can manage my purchase order. Right now, I'm not interested in doing the purchase order because I already did it. I'm interested for good receipt processing. What we have it here and what we are going to do with it. You have it the post good receipt for purchasing document, and this is what we are interested. Then we have material document overview, stock for single material, manage stock. So if, and this, guys, this below, this is always very often the classic GUI transaction. So what we're going to see here, it's nothing else, just GUI view. Now, if I want to be a proper purchaser, I'm going to stock single material and check what I have there. I provide my material. Rum, pum, 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 pum. And here on this material, I'm going to see that I have it unrestricted, so ready to use 10 right now piece. Let's just back because this is not what we truly want. What we truly want, we go arena with post good receipt for purchasing document. Now, we have it here, purchasing document, supplier, plant or plant name. Very often, you going to use just purchasing document, bam, 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 bam. If you want to use supplier, and as you I don't know if I shows you, I provide the supplier just providing this name, and I click enter, and the system tells me, oh, just stop kidding with us. We don't know the supplier. No, just start speaking our language. Because when you provide supplier here, you cannot provide the number of supplier. You have to provide whole name. And maybe you're going to use it, maybe you don't going to use it. I want you to be aware of that, okay? And if they want to give plant, again, look, I give 1010, and system said, well, yeah, but it's supplier Walter. What does it mean? If I put plant or plant name, I don't mean about my plant and plant name. I think about supplier, okay? So the best option here, again, for me at least, maybe you have your own system, it's to provide just purchasing document. And this is what I'm going to do. What we have it here, we have it general information. Now, we have printing, not printing, individual slip, whatever it is there. And the most important part that you want to have it, is to provide delivery note. Why we providing delivery note? Because we think about audit trail, and if they're coming to us, they are really strict. They're going to look left and right, and it's better to have delivery note. Where we have find the delivery note? On paper that we have it from our business partner, vendor, supplier, call as you want it. I provided delivery note my way. This is the way that I choose it from Ariba when I work it. And I always give AW because this is my initials. It's easy to find for me this document. I give the date and I give which document first I created. Again, this is from my head because truly we are during this test room. We don't have it any delivery note. It's something that I have to provide it, or at least I wanted to provide it. We provide document date and posting date. Document date, again, you find it on delivery note, and posting date, where it's the date that you work on. And here, information about delivery, quantity, and the storage location. What we know about first item, it's a stock item. Why? Because there is storage location always. Second, we have the cost centers. Why? Because it's not for the stock. Now, delivery can be, for example, 5, 3, 2, I don't know. You know it how much you have delivered. What is the good receipt? Acknowledgement that goods has been arrived, right? So what we're doing, we just give the stock location, and this is something that is go. You have to confirm that you're going to work with these 3 items. Otherwise, here on the post will not be able. So this system is like old-fashioned Windows. Like, are you sure you want to delete this item? Or are you sure you want to give this good receipt? Yeah, we want it. So there you go. It's again it's just an entrance to procurement. Again you can have it multi-delivery. It depends how what you're going to order. Then you go with posted. And basically that's it. Do you have questions about do you have questions about good receipt? I think it's easy, but maybe search questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Sachin.
Hey.
I have one question. Just question in the good receipt. One option is that the attachment. So we can attach supply by document here.
Let's just check it. I never have it as a trainer. Very quickly, what I'm going to do, guys, sneak peek what you do, purchase order processing, manage purchase order, and what I'm going to do, I give, not this, I give, not this, I give the purchase order number, 62, I think it was, we go, okay, 100 much, go. What I'm doing right now, I'm very quickly creating a copy of it because I want to check about the attachment, how it works. I have the purchase order, I click OK. Okay, we have the purchase order. What we're going to do, we go for goods receipt processing. Post goods receipt for purchasing order. Here we have it, and we have it attached. So yes, you can upload the attachment. I hope that was your question. Do you have more about that?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. I never had to do it, so thank you for this question. Okay, so we have it, the goods receipt, and now we're going for a question that James, you have it, because we're going for supplier invoice processing. But you know what? Before that, let's just for purchase order processing for a second. We go for purchase order, and here I give the purchase order that we worked previously. So index 62. If I go inside, of it and go for items, here I have arrow. This arrow allows me to go into the details. Why I want to show you this? Because if I go for the purchase order on the item level, I have it something calling process flow. If I go with the process flow, here I have information about whole documentation, purchase requisition, purchase order, goods receipt. So here from the goods receipt, I can always go to material document or for account payable. Okay. So this is something if you want to go and check it. Right now, why accounting document was not created? Only confirmation from material document was on the pop-up. Thank you for clarification. You are welcome, and I try to do it right now. If I go here for goods receipt, clicking, and I go for this process flow accounting payables. Oh, come on, work with me. And I go with my purchase order, 62. I go. Here I'm going to have it, the good receipt, but blue one was, I should have it here. Here I'm going to have it, the price, currency, attachment, and I can work with the receipt. Doesn't mean that it didn't create it. It does create it. It always does that for the document. Just didn't pop up. Let's go one more time. Very quick, just a quick question for the good receipt processing. Pause good receipt. We have it still. We have it still the second processing document 63. We created it. Here we give again the deliver note, and we give the storage location, and we just work with this side. Okay, I go host. This was work with me. I have it material document that I can check what's going on with the process flow, and I here having material document and an accounting document. So again for material that it's accounting, it's always there. For material for cost center that I buy something that we don't have it, it's supposed to be always there. I didn't maybe pop up, but again, on the purchase order, if you go for the item, if you go for the days, you have it always possibility to see accounting document. Let's just check this accounting document together. Let's just go there. Here we go. This is how you have it, positive item, general ledger account, profits, and there is famous fee account view. So if I go in here, I'm going to have the part like it. And I have it debit and credit. James, something for you. On left side, it doesn't have always left, but on the debit side, it tells us the assets on us that we have in our warehouse. Okay? So this is something we said it. I buy it. This is my asset. I recently, for example, because I'm a photographer, I recently buy my lens camera. So if I have it at my home, I have an asset of 41,000 Czech crown, and this is the value. Of course, my bank account going to say credit on minus because I have to pay it. Why I have having it. But this is what I have on plus. This is how much I own to supplier that I bought. Accounting rule. Debit comes credit. Oh my god! I did it as a trainer. That's so awesome! Oh my god! I'm sure my colleagues so cool. Debit what can be credit, what goes out. In this case, we are getting a stock is coming in. Yeah. Everything stock and cash going up. Yeah. Oh my god. I have goosebumps. This is so cool. I right now and I have to select my friends. Oh my god, so cool. I share it with others, right? Amazing. Okay. You make my day. This is James. You understand? You understand? Oh, so cool. Debit on plus, credit on minus. So cool. But again, from my perspective, I want to tell you, if I buy my lens, my bank account saying, oh, we don't have this money, but I have that as an asset as a photographer, so that's on place. You're welcome. You're welcome. I feel like there's like, oh, you picture my life right now, because again, I'm not the best financial material for asking, but this it's easy to remember, and I might take it from me as a trainer. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going for supplier input processing. Let's just do it together. When we have it, the supplier input processing, again, we have it three items. Create supplier invoice, supplier invoices, create evaluate receipt settlement. Right now, for this session, I want to concentrate only on this create supplier invoice. I click here. And wait for the system to go on. I take the zip of TT. Wait a little bit more. Checking my Facebook. It's my notification. There you go. I didn't check my Facebook. I was just joking. I'm kind of trainer. Now, when we work with the invoice, we click on this button. We don't always work with invoice. We can also work, for example, credit memo. Right now, because it's a simple procurement process, we click invoice and we stick with that. Then we have the information that we have provided. It's company code. We are not there yet. The session will become tomorrow morning. What is the company code? It's the smallest organization you need for finance accounting. So it's something like we pointed out. This will be responsible for my order. And I provided something we use the company code. Then we have reference, and our reference is nothing else than the delivery node. Okay? And we have it what? AW. Again. Boom. And I remember that was I used number one. The good fact, okay. As a trainer, I was always like, oh, here I'm going to find purchase order, then I'm going to see how much I have balance, and I put the gross invoice amount. And my mentor said with me, Gaga, the financial people will kill you if they will be see what you're doing. And I tell you this. First, what you're doing, besides that, you just point out this invoice. Point out which company code. So the smallest organization for accounting, you provide here the gross invoice amount. I don't remember the amount, just thinking it was 10,000. Because if what I have a paper from business partner, I'm going to have it check. Have it here. And now look at this. It invoice date. If I don't choose invoice date, I have no possibility to come on. One more time. It's like good spoiler. So you keep suspension everything. If I say it is the document, I click on the document, but look what happened. There's no information. Why? Because it says like no playing with us. You first have you the invoice date that is on the paper. Without this, we don't play with you. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it to you. So now when I give it slowly, with dignity and patience, because I don't know what's happening right, so they maybe the United States wake up and using also the system. Now the system said, now I can work with you. And I said, okay. And here again you have it this time. Which invoice you have it? Have it a good receipt yet, maybe you have it a little invoice. Okay, up to you. And this is what we can work. Now, I see that here I put 10,000. This is from my head. regular it should be 8,000, bank 746. Am I correct that? But what is important at the beginning? That the gross invoice amount we check it is correct. What you have on the paper versus what you have in the system. What can happen? We have the tab here monthly delivery cost. I give bigger amount, very often, for example, you have gross invoice with the less balance because you have monthly delivery cost. It can happen something, okay? Like we have COVID. We have situation that we need material from yesterday. They have to order DHL. Maybe the material that I ordered, the battery for only start hard, and they have to be very fully delivered. Additional cost for security, whatever it is. Unplanned delivery cost here will take it. And in the moment when I find the we have it also in party. Invoicing party gives also the information about payments, for example. So I don't have to fill it. And we have some information here. I understand that. Let's just check. I like the button check because it's checking if everything is fine. Okay, we have it. Why do this? Do I mark everything? I mark everything. Let's just check it for different. Oh, check it. Okay, why it's changed for 0? Like, oh my God, what's happening here? We have it 10, we have it or invoices, information. Okay, I don't know what's happening right now, why it's go for the balance less and less, being honest. Let's just check one more time. Okay, I know 1,000 balance, not 0, debits, credits. Okay, why it's okay? This I cannot explain what's happening. I'm so not financial person. I'm so sorry for that. Let's just go with this item. I have no explanation for that, guys.
You check the tax portion here. The tax tab is there.
Okay, let's just go for the tax. The tax should looks good. 114. Hot chair for the trainer. Like seriously. Maybe we just go with it.
Should we select tax option here? Or whatever it is, invoice posting we need to.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. If we go for the tax.
Is there option is there to select the tax, like in ECC we have to select the tax indicator while posting this or invoice posting?
Right now I have possible to add the tax. I have it like debit, credit, and I can add anything else. So yes, like you can see, I can add it. In this case, I don't add it because I don't have it any additional tax. Do I answer your question? Or there's
just we need to at the time of you posting the document you are getting the issue that balance is not 0, so that's why
that's true. There's possible that okay. Thank you for this input. Taking on the chest again. I have to work with this balance and a little bit more about finance. Again, we want to have here 0, and now we go for simulate. And now we go waiting for system to work out. A little bit more. And here we have it debit and credit, and we have it our rule of thumb. Uma, kudos for you. So we have it information about which account was influenced with the taxes. Here also the kudos for support me, and credit. So how much we should pay for this system. What we always wanted to have it on the GL account, it's like the balance. So what we have it in on the stock, it's how much we pay, the value, how much we pay to the to the supplier. Yeah, so here we have it, the GL account. As we can see, amount that we have it, company code, good receive, supplier, input tax. This is our information. I'm afraid to ask after the invoice and putting the balance money question, but is here everything clear, or do you want to see something more, or do you have it some question? All good, James. That's good. I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, and something that I have it just for really last thing. It's a special procurement process. What we are doing till now, it's regular standard process, but what can happen, it's like you can have it 3 orders procurement process that can happen. One of them, it's a stock transfer with stock transport order. So transport order or stack transport order, it's transaction that enables to move stock from one plant to another or between different storage location of plants. At the beginning of the session, we talk about procurement cycle and what steps are required to procure material from external business partner. This slide represents what steps are required for procurement when source of supply, it's a plant that it's already belong to our company. So the first step is to create purchase order with document type stock transfer order by receiving plant and send it to supplying plant. Receiving plant, supplying plant. It is necessary for system to mark information about location and availability of material. That's why stock transit is created, and that's why supplying plant creates the good issue, stock transit, and it's also necessary to create good receipt due to marking the system receiving material, and the same give information about availability for material in plant. So when we think about procurement process, we start with purchase order. We give this good issue and the stock in transit information, and then we have good receipt. We have to give information for other users if we have it this unrestricted material, or if it's blocked for some time because it's in their way. Second possibility, it's when you have subcontracting. So this slide represents another special order types, and subcontracting is nothing else than a legal agreement to do part of larger job. So you order the end product using a subcontracting order document type. The components that the vendor needs to manufacture the end product are specified in the purchase order. And then subcontracting involves setting components to a vendor where an assemble in manufacture. In inventory management, the components are posted to the stock of material provided to vendor. So it's not like you can use it, bank is on your supplier. What is happening next? The vendor perform its service and deliver the order material, so the end product. The consumption of the components is posted. And the last step in this procurement process is moment when a vendor charge for his or her service and invoice is posted in the invoice verification. When we have it, the subcontracting. Subcontracting, we have it, for example, when you are IKEA and you have the vendors in Poland, for example, for production of item. Maybe IKEA is not the best option because what we want to at the end, we want to end product. So maybe different way. It's when you have bicycle, you have all item that you product for having bicycle, but you don't know how to put bicycle together. And then you send for your supplier. Here we have the t-shirt, for example, right? So maybe you have the t-shirt, maybe you just want to have it item of this t-shirt and you don't know how to do it. So you said to some business partner. Again, what is important, it's like you going with this purchase order and you give information which material going to be sent because this material will be not used in your company. Why? Because it will be on supplier side, and it's important to have it the good receipt and again invoice. This invoice, in fact, going to be invoice for service, but the type of this calling subcontracting. And then we have it supplier consignment, and vendor consignment is a process wherein the supplier provides material and stock them in the purchase premise. So the material remains in the book of the supplier vendor until the same is withdrawn from the stock of the consignment and put to use. Other words, when supplier provides you with a material, you store it, but are not required to pay for immediately to supplier. Again, you create the purchase order for consignment. Supplier gives you the material for your consignment stock. It's special consignment stock. So again, you have purchase order, again, you have good receipt, but with the invoice, it's different because it's just during the withdrawing, you have a situation that you have to pay for it later. The best example. Oh, I forgot this language. Needles? No. La 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 la. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot this language. Шурупка. Okay, this. I don't remember the name for this item. Small one, very useful one. And for example, pardon?
Screws of nuts.
Okay,
Yeah.
the nuts this. And for example, it's like you don't want to every time create purchase order for 10 of this. Oh man, we needed more, right? So what we're going to do, we in fact we have it our own shop supplier provide us our own item and we withdraw it and then we tell how much we withdraw it and once per month probably we send to them a payment. And of course it's based on the received credit memo for withdrawing quantity. So it's not even invoice, it's credit memo. And I like it very much, supplying consignment. It's always imagine that, you have all your own part of the shop on the supplier. Like you have it, your own Tesco or Walmart in your home and you just say, oh, today I just take it 2 breads and butter and, I don't know, maybe wine and grapes for evening. And then once per month you pay it. Again, it have to be on consignment stock because it tells to whom really belongs this material. Consignment stock, it's not our material. It's just we borrow this material from a supplier. And basically, that's it for this session, guys. I don't have anything more to show you. I definitely want to ask you about your survey, and I tell you a little bit why. 2 reasons. One, it's good KPI and my manager can see if I'm doing my job well. Second, being a trainer is my dream job. And I know that there is still for me some area of improvement. Maybe I joke too much. Maybe my joke is too direct. Maybe I go too fast. Or maybe there's some positive to want to say to me like, okay, Agata, keep going this way because I feel like feel comfortable learning material on jokes or on real cases, or I like when you give the space for a question. Second, very important, is about the material. I don't know if you are aware, but right now SAP is during very big transformation program, not only to connect knowledge with Ariba and SAP side, but also to change the material. So you can tell if you feel comfortable what your material is giving. So if I talking about session number 2, a procurement process, you can tell I feel comfortable. I understand. I gotta stop here. I gotta explain it. And what is important, I know that I'm going to use it. Again, on Ariba side, I always ask for one survey per class. If I may ask for this session from Monday to Thursday to give your opinion for each session, it will be very important for me. And I tell you exactly why at the end of our session on Thursday, on the last one, what is behind that. Again, this is important for me. This is important for our management to just adjust to you. Because if you give me the feedback, what is good, what is not good, it's something that I can work. And again, being a trainer, it's my dream job. And I hope I give you my knowledge. And I hope you learn on my mistakes. And everyone who support me today, big kudos. Uma, definitely I take the buttons up thing. I think James too. And I don't remember who, I didn't see who tell me about the tax. And again, thank you for this input. That was hot chair for me as a trainer, and that was very big support from you to learn too. I always said we learn from each other. So tomorrow we're going to have it next session, and I hope to see you at 9 o'clock. We're going to talk about master data, and we're going to work with supplier, material master, and purchase info record. And yeah, I think it will be fun again. So thank you, session. Thank you very much thank you very much that you like it. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. If you like it, I'm very happy with that. Thank you, James. Thank you, my heart, you know. James, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. See you later, alligators.